Streaming. Yay. Yep. Oh. And now I'm recording. Huh? I was like, we definitely should be. Yep. You're recording. I'm recording. Ooh. I know, you should sub to the channel, and then you won't have to. Actually, that's not a bad idea to have up in the background. Just to see like when ads are going to play and whatnot. Creator dashboard. We are muted. Or no, sorry. The stream is muted on my computer. All right. We are good. When does it show me? Show me. Reroll ad is not on. Hi, Muffin. We're early. Yep. Oh, and I need to show you something that I got recently. So we went to Rose City Comic Con and I found, huh? Oh, no. Rose City Comic Con. It's like the big Oregon con. And I got the tarot card coaster set for Inquisition. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to turn off the Okay, so we'll go none for right now. Okay. We'll go in a different order so that way you can see them all. Yeah, and they're like little corkboard, really nice coasters. I am in love with this. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it, but I fucking love it. Like, when the fuck did Blackwell get sexy? Like, but he does. But I don't know. His tarot card is pretty damn good. And then they are specifically, yeah. And then my favorite. Done. No, but they are specifically the romance series of tarot cards. No, it's a company called Sanshee, Sanshee. Oh, misty eye of the mountains below. Is... Oh, shit. No. No, hold on. Yeah. Motherfucker. Okay. You gotta keep talking, V.
Let me...
Aha.
I don't think they're on Etsy.
Oh,
I would
wait.
have assumed they would be.
No, they're not.
Just Google them.
It's not an Etsy shop. It's an actual...
Actual shop.
Knock it the fuck off.
Okay,
We're not
I
doing
have to
this
mute.
tonight. Okay. And then I guess the second test is... Motherfucker.
What? I heard it.
No, you heard it, but they didn't.
Oh, well, shit. Can they not hear me still either?
No, they
me
can hear you.
Me and the audio are tied. Oh. BioWare is a popular search.
Wait,
Let me just bring that up.
Yes, you can hear V, but you can't hear the audio clips. Oh, space hamster.
A space hamster enamel pen. And a black Codis Abari. Bulls chargers. An Omni Tool bottle opener. That's pretty cool.
So, yes, you can hear me, you can hear V, but please somebody let me know when they can hear Sam. Okay, so that only showed up on this.
They have an Alistair flush.
Here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Sam. Good. Okay. Now, the big question is, do you hear me talking twice? Because to me it looks like it's picking up twice. There's an echo. Okay. So if I just do this... okay, maybe hopefully less Turianized this time. Jen should be normal. You can hear V, and you can hear Sam.
Jen should be normal.
Okay, well,
she
that
says
is a stretch.
On her game romance podcast.
Okay, normal is a stretch, but at least I sound. My audio quality is normal.
We could pass as normal with our audio quality. No, I love you, and we are not normal, and I love it. It's the best.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Romance pen.
That's how we work. It's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were early. We got on here at 9:29 p.m. my time.
Everyone that still totally counts as early. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. But then I had to let pack mercenaries. Ooh, Archangel shirt. Hey.
Ooh, hey.
Hey, baby. What's up? Cute. I like that. I've never heard of them. How have I never heard of this place before?
Because they're probably a con place and not, like, they're not a brick or mortar.
It's been so long since I've been to a convention. And when I lived in San Diego, I was just a lame-ass person on the outskirts of Comic-Con because of the stupid, like, lottery system you have to do to get a ticket. And then if you've gotten a ticket before, you are automatically guaranteed one again. But then they have, like, a limit, so it's, like, impossible to get in if you've never gone before, unless you do the lottery. But it's a lottery. It's really dumb. So I never actually got to go into Comic-Con when I lived in San Diego.
I'm gonna rage tonight.
Is it not working still?
No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
I haven't tried Pensacon. I don't even know when it is. I remember one time I was driving around downtown when we first got here and there was an anime expo that was like the only thing Maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know. But I didn't go because we had just moved here, and then COVID happened, and I haven't heard anything about. But I haven't looked. So if there is one happening before we leave next year, I would try to go because that sounds fun.
Oh yeah, and I haven't been to the con either. Husband's been to Indy.
What's the con?
Indy Gen Con. So it's in Indianapolis, and it's I only know it as Indy Gen Con. Or even so-called Gen Con. Okay, I think that we're actually ready to start this time. And are you ready, V?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at Sanchi.
I bought myself a little Garrus sticker too.
Oh, it's in February. To not have to stand in lines all day. I would splurge for that. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Got to go as a panelist. She sounds important and cool. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Oh, phone? You need to sit still. Stop it. Okay.
All right. 11 minutes of fuckery, and we are ready to get started. Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who loves being busy, but is also kind of lazy. Somehow I make it work.
I relate. I'm Varvada, the girl who didn't write anything for this part, so I'm just gonna wing it. I have a cough, so forgive me if I sound dead. My voice is just ruined by this kindergarten sickness that I got from my child.
Kids carry way too many germs. It's just...
Yeah. And she's fine now. I thought she'd be the one to get sick. Nope.
No.
No.
It's mom and dad. Mainly mom.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's all up in my business all the time.
Yep.
So, yeah, we share all the germs.
If you are new here, welcome to the beautiful chaos. But you should know that our podcast centers on character and romance analysis and doesn't shy away from exploring the fun of fucking.
Or from the deep emotional connections built between two characters using specific in-game dialogue. So if you want to stay spoiler-free, then this isn't the podcast for you.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Son of a fuck. Okay. Good to know now that the audio clips aren't recording in my Audacity, so give me a second to get that shit figured out.
What the heck?
I told you, once I had to change stuff, it screwed up so much. Okay, let's try this. My voice is picking up. What about yours?
Is mine? What about me?
Nope, not that one.
Poop. Pistachio. Planetarium. Pussy. Okay, is it working? Is that a word that'll get us banned?
No. You can yell pussy all you want, babe.
Yeah.
Son of a fuck monkey.
I swear. I mean, it's fine because...
Oh, got you.
It's fine.
Got me.
Planetarium.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
And you talked over Sam, so I don't know.
Shit.
So here's your fucking spoiler
fucking
alert.
Hell.
Is it not recording?
No, I'm gonna figure it out though. You guys can hear him, and we can hear him, but it's whether or not my recording program can hear him. So we're just gonna listen to Sam 7 times in a
So
row.
here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Jazzy.
So here's your fucking
Okay.
spoiler alert.
There we go. It works. Wait, it's picking
Who
up me. What
knows?
about you?
Is it me? My
Son
voice is
of
dead.
a
Oh my god.
fucking hell. Alright.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
The mass salmoning.
Next, the auto-tune version. Here's your fucking spoiler alert. We need to make that. That would be great. Oh, my sweet bear.
Okay, you know what?
He's so sweet.
We're just gonna have to do this old school.
And like insert the audio at the in post.
Yep. That's
super weird. I don't understand why that's happening.
I don't know either, but I know that it has to do like it has to
I
be
guess-
because of the changes.
Piss.
Okay.
Piss potatoes.
All right. No more salmoning. Oh, son of a bitch, man. Okay. So thanks for the spoil. And now there's a noisy ass fucking car outside of my house. I'm just gonna wait.
I actually heard that.
The douchebag
Murphy's
next door
Law.
has a Mustang, and he's gotta have the loudest fucking car in the neighborhood, and it pisses me off.
The louder your car is, the smaller your dick. It's a law.
Mm-hmm. The bigger your wheels. Okay.
Compensating.
Thanks for the spoiler alert from another person I know who is a truth seeker. And just like with all of our previous episodes, we'll assume you have some background knowledge on the games and character in question, but we will be providing context for those of you who may be unfamiliar.
Breaking news. We're still in the Commonwealth for today's episode, and you heard it here first. One of the romances we're talking about today is a raider. Quite a turn from our past Paragon paramours in the Wasteland. The other romance we'll be covering is busy covering all the newsworthy events across Diamond City and beyond. Today's episode is on Piper Wright and Porter Gage. We'll start with Piper.
Who'd expect wandering off with a stranger to turn out this well?
Piper grew up with her sister Nat in a small community in the Commonwealth, and her obsession with getting the truth began when her father was found murdered, under suspicious circumstances. Piper was on the case and learned that her father, a member of the local militia, had discovered a raider plot to pillage the town. The leader of the militia had arranged to leave the front gate open and unguarded to allow the raiders access in exchange for a cut of the loot, and her father had been murdered to keep the plan a secret. It's a classic tragic backstory.
Yeah, nothing like a good old secret plot and murder cover-up. Piper took matters into her own hands and circulated wanted posters for the captain and a list of his crimes. The town's mayor took notice and accepted the evidence Piper had gathered, and the settlers exiled the leader of the militia. The raiders showed up expecting an unguarded open gate, but instead found a righteously angry and prepared town and were driven away. All in a day's work for this tenacious reporter.
Piper and Nat eventually moved to Diamond City, the large settlement made out of the ruins of Fenway Park. Piper discovered more corruption, cover-ups, and a failing infrastructure, because if there's one thing about society, it's that the people in charge are going to get dirty at some point. She began her newspaper, Public Occurrences, out of desperation for improving the lives of the people in the great green jewel of the Commonwealth. She was well liked at first, but it didn't take too long for public opinion to turn against her because her articles were too negative. People began to avoid her and started treating her like a nosy snoop. So she's the black sheep of Diamond City when you first meet her in 2287.
When you first make your way through the stands to the town center, the talk of the town is about Piper's most recent article called The Synthetic Truth. In this article, she basically accuses the mayor of Diamond City, McDonough, of secretly being a synth. We've talked about it before, but a major fear in the Commonwealth is the Institute synths and being replaced by a synth. Of course, the mayor did not take kindly to these allegations.
Piper, who let you back inside? I told Sullivan to keep that gate shut. You devious, rabble-rousing slanderer. The level of dishonesty in that paper of yours. I'll have that printer scrapped for parts.
Tyrant mayor shuts down the press. Why don't we ask the newcomer? You support the news? Because the mayor's threatened to throw free speech in the dumpster.
Of course, with you being a newcomer, Piper is determined to get an interview from the sole survivor for her newspaper. You get to choose your own answers for this quest, and eventually you can even read the article Piper writes about you. You have to do the interview if you want Piper to become your traveling companion, and eventually lover. But she is unique in that she is pretty much the first quest you do with her. It's not a traditional loyalty quest or personal quest, but it's essential for getting her romance.
Piper is what's known as the intrepid reporter. This trope is basically Lois Lane from Superman. Piper isn't going to wait for the stories to come to her. Nope, she's going to go out and find the truth. In fiction, these characters are often attractive to both good and bad guys in the universe. And they usually have a chip on their shoulder about not just being a pretty face. They are always going on about the truth, freedom of the press, and especially that people have a right to know. Often, in pursuit of the truth, these reporters, Piper included, are willing to do some immoral and unethical things for that sweet, sweet scoop.
Of course, in my experience, if you want to do real good, playing nice only gets you so far. I mean, look at Diamond City, a place I've been trying to warn of real danger. But every issue I publish, all I hear is, "Oh, Piper, why don't you ever publish anything happy? Piper, why can't you write something nice for a change?" It's enough to make me want to hang up my hat some days.
Piper is a good person if you judge her by her intentions, but her actions are a bit muddied. I mean, her establishing character moment when you first meet her outside of the gates of Diamond City is Piper asking you to lie for her to get back inside. This aligns right with that intrepid reporter trope. Piper even defines success as the number of enemies she has, saying that she never thought a reporter could consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life. And in that regard, she is very successful.
Piper's articles are highly biased. Have you read the one about Mayor McDonough and the noodles? She recounts the story from 60 years prior where someone seemingly human ate noodles at Power Noodles in Diamond City and then went on a cold rampage, killing people. A synth component was found in his brain, and guess who sat in the same chair as that synth from 60 years ago last Wednesday night? You guessed it. Mayor McDonough. He's clearly a synth. This kind of journalism is more like tabloid writing and is highly manipulative. Piper has an agenda, and she's out to prove to everyone that the truth is synthetic.
Good journalism should only present the facts of the story, not force an agenda on the reader. She is adamant that McDonough is a synth, and her article caused the mayor himself to get up on stage and claim, "No, I am not a synth." The whole Commonwealth fears the Institute, but none are more afraid than the residents of Diamond City. The fear did not start with Piper. It started decades earlier, but Piper is adding fuel to the flames, alongside her sister Nat, who calls out the headlines in the market. The fear of synths is everywhere. You can even see Diamond City security shoot a man for holding his brother at gunpoint, convinced he's a synth. Myrna won't do business with you unless you convince her you're not a synth. Piper has sensationalized the synth story and infected everyone with the conspiracy theory.
After you explore the wastes with her for long enough, you can talk to her about her incessant need for uncovering the truth, her motivation behind being a reporter. She believes people need to know the truth, especially when it's bad, because it's how you stay safe. People deserve to know the truth, and Piper believes she's the one to give it to them. Even though she kind of leaves her young sister behind to do it. She does have a good reason for that, though. The sole survivor can comment on how this line of work sure seems exhausting.
Sounds like it must be exhausting.
No kidding. But people, they deserve to know the truth. Sure, it can be scary, knowing what's really out there. A night doesn't go by I'm not afraid some Institute drone will decide today's the day to pay old Piper and family a visit. But it's worth it, because I know the truth. That's what protects us.
Piper is not really a journalist. She's an activist posing as a journalist. She'll tell you that the reason she is so passionate about exposing the truth is because her father died for knowing the truth. Back in her childhood town with their corrupt militia leader, and the town protected themselves from raiders by learning the truth. Now, in Diamond City, she is adamant about exposing the truth about the Institute and McDonough. But is her past affecting her perception of the present? She doesn't really have any evidence of the Institute kidnapping people, or of McDonough being a synth. But she is riling up the town to try and help them the way she did in her childhood settlement. The truth may set you free, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's not to say that Piper has never done actual investigative reporting, though. She has. Before you met her, she ended price gouging in the city by uncovering a caravan cartel, and she found the source of irradiated drinking water in Bunker Hill, ending that pollution. It's why her and Nick Valentine are so close. Their jobs often overlap. The synth thing is not her shining moment in journalism. It's more of a personal vendetta. Every character needs a character flaw, and Piper's is her overzealous nature. The thing is, she's not wrong. Her methods may be that of a tabloid journalist, but a good conspiracy theory always has some measure of truth.
The facts are that McDonough simply won't allow any kidnappings to be investigated by Diamond City security. And there are quite a few kidnappings. Piper's article, The Synthetic Truth, might have been provocative, but it certainly did not constitute the level of disgust and reprisal she faced from McDonough. Their back and forth is reminiscent of the feud between the 1950s CBS journalist Edward Murrow and the Red Scare-obsessed Senator Joseph McCarthy. Through freedom of the press and speaking truth to power, Murrow presented an editorial on McCarthy, whose recklessness with the truth and attacks on his critics had contributed to the average American's deep fear and repression. And that's basically what Piper aimed to do with her article, although she went for a more sensationalized version of events.
Near the end of the game, like I said before, you find out that Piper was right. McDonough is a synth. And the whole town finds out thanks to Danny, a member of Diamond City Security, getting shot twice and falling out of the elevator before telling everyone the truth. She may not have had evidence, at least that we know of, but she has great instincts. When you confront Mayor McDonough, you can kill him or make light of the situation, but Piper doesn't like that. She doesn't like anarchy or taking the law into your own hands, so she'll want you to have McDonough stand trial for his crimes. Or just let him leave unscathed for whatever reason. She likes that. We're romancing her, so you gotta get her full affinity.
That just seems odd. Yeah, go run away from this city. That's good enough.
It's so weird. It's like the entire game, she's like, McDonough's a synth. And then when you finally, I am a synth. And you're like, all right, get out of here. She's like, I like that. What? Okay.
Like we said before, Piper doesn't have a loyalty or personal quest. It's kind of a bummer because she's a very fun and interesting character. And I think it would have been cool to see her grow and examine her relationships with the truth through a personal quest. The truth is important, and people deserve to know the facts. But it can also be cruel and come with unintended circumstances. But it can also be cruel and come with unintended consequences that no one can foresee or control, something Piper knows all too well. I would have liked to see her grow more enlightened, or maybe gain some nuance to her beliefs.
Me too. Most players seem to either love or hate Piper, but for those who hate Piper, it seems to always have something to do with her fallibility, with her endless pursuit of the truth, and her stubborn, pushy behavior. She is by far not the only companion who champions a perfect cause in an imperfect way. Confident women are often labeled bitchy or aggressive, when she's really just assertive and opinionated. She has flaws, but we all do, and most certainly all of the Fallout 4 companions do. Unfortunately, there just isn't much content, especially romantic content, to glean more info about Piper. Once her affinity's raised high enough, you can initiate the romance.
I was sure that the paper would be the best thing I ever did in my life, but being here with you now I don't know. I've needed someone like you in my life for a long time, Blue. I just never expected I'd actually get them. So thank you for being the friend I can count on.
It sounds to me like you're interested in becoming more than just friends.
Oh, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I never thought about you that way. Not that I'm always thinking that way. It's just, Blue, I'm loud and pushy and constantly getting in over my head. Why would someone like you ever want someone like me?
You don't need to be flawless, Piper. You're perfect for me.
Perfect, huh? That's a new one. Well, well, I think you're perfect too. Goodness, Blue, I don't know what to say. You're everything I could ever ask for. Come on, let's not keep the world waiting.
I love their little scene together. Yes, all Fallout 4 romances are super, super freaking short. But in some ways, they really do get some good things really packed in there. I don't know, I can really hear it in her voice. That she's kind of shy and not knowing what she wants to do in this moment. I think she's really falling for you. Or me. Or you. The survivor. So I like it. I like it a lot. And people who write also read. And reading leads to a healthy imagination. And imagination leads to lots of fun. So yeah, I see no sexual compatibility issues between the survivor and Piper. I could see myself romancing her in a playthrough. And just to go on the adventure with her.
Yeah, she says some dialogue in the game that suggests that she's a little bit kinky. Because she says something about I could think of a better use for buckles and straps or something. I can't remember exactly what she says. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea. But I also like how awkward she is. When you're flirting with her, she does not expect that at all. I think Piper would make a really cute romance. I think the long-term potential for them is good because she's very strong. She stands on her own. Like, she's essentially a single mom, right? Because sister, and she can take care of herself. You aren't, it's not like that you complete me type of bullshit or anything like we've had with the other Fallout 4 romances. So I really like Piper because she's like a whole person. I mean, it's sad that you don't have a personal quest with her, but on the other hand, she doesn't like live for you like the other one. So she's probably like the healthiest girlfriend in Fallout 4 so far, or maybe the whole overall. So I really like her. I wish there was more though. It's funny because when I first played Fallout 4, I thought of her thinking back to that time. I was like, oh, she's such a big character. This episode's going to be so long. And then when I actually looked at the content, I'm like, this is so short. I can't. She made such a big impact, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think that she makes a bigger impact than she actually gets screen time, which is saying something. I think she was a good character, just not enough time given.
Gosh, I could watch an entire show or play a whole game of just like Piper and Nick teaming up to solve crimes and write stories. And gosh, that whole noir aspect of them in Diamond City, like I love it so much.
That would be fun.
So I wish we had that.
Give us spin-offs. Are we ready to go into a mid-break? So you hold
Sounds
on
good.
tight. You hold on tight and listen to sponsors of the show. And when we get back, we'll thank our patrons and get into some fun facts. Fun. The fun fact dance. Mayor McDonough's "I'm not a synth" speech was brought on by Piper's article is seemingly inspired by Richard Nixon's 1973 "I am not a crook" speech. They both sound strikingly similar, and as we know in hindsight, we're both a load of crap. And the reason that like I can't see those words "I'm not a crook" without thinking of the way that Futurama does it.
Yes.
With, like new like I am so glad that you got that reference.
No, I think of Nixon and I always think of his head full of jar. I don't think the actual Nixon. Thank you, Futurama, for that.
Yep.
But the next fun fact I have is about the voice actor for Porter Gage is none other than Mark Rolston, an incredible actor with many, many science fiction titles under his belt. He was in Aliens, The X-Files, Star Trek The Next Generation, otherwise known as Star Trek TNG, for those in the know, Angel, Halo 4, and many, many other things. Like, a lot of things. Just go to his Wikipedia page and you'll be scrolling forever. I personally always love it when film or television actors go into games because I feel like it validates that games are a serious form of media to the normies, to the non-gamers. You know, I remember specifically buying a Spyro game once because Gary Oldman was in it. And my dad was like, "What? He's in a game?" Like, yes, because games are art. It was amazing. And my dad's the reason I'm into games too. And he's still, because he was a boomer, you know.
Oh yeah, my mom's the one that got me into gaming. She was like, "We're gonna play this game called Mario together," and I was like, "Okay." And yeah, you said that he was on Angel, and I'm so sorry that I have to stop and look it up right now to see who he was.
Yeah, I don't remember who he was in Angel, but he was an Angel. I mean, there's been a lot of things he was in that he was only in for like an episode or two, so I don't think he was like a huge character in Angel, but he was an Angel at one point.
Boone,
so it's pretty cool. He's done a lot of games. He was in Dragon Age Origins also.
Oh, really?
Like, he's been in a lot of games.
Oh, he was a demon. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Closing that. We're good.
His name's Mark Rolston. For Apollo, he asked. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to keep going? I didn't realize that we didn't.
Oh, sorry. So we don't have any new reviews to read out this week, but we have 19 5-star ratings on iTunes, aka Apple Podcasts. Make our days pretty, please, and bump that number over 20, maybe? And thank you to the 51 people who have rated us on Spotify. It really does help the algorithm. Now, let's get to 100. That's what I want.
That would be
My
amazing.
birthday's next week. Please give us over 100 ratings, especially if they're good ratings.
Oh, yeah. That would, yeah. Like, getting over 100 ratings on Spotify would be awesome. Getting up to, like, 30 on iTunes would be amazing. I think we have, like, 9. I don't remember how many reviews we have on there either. I could look into that.
I'm not sure. Like, actual written reviews versus just someone hitting the star button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a few weeks ago, we talked about men in color and romances, and how I really didn't know of any good representation. So I did my research, and I smacked myself in the fucking forehead, because I can't believe that I didn't remember one of my own romances. I romanced Liam in Mass Effect Andromeda, but the fact that I didn't remember him right away does prove that he was a little bit forgettable. But I really enjoyed it at the time. So, I went on a search for good black romance representation. And I found an article on Blogorama. And they did list out 9 games where there were prominent and plot important romances between people of color. Where they say, the most memorable instance of a black romance in gaming was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in 2004. The main character, Carl Johnson, had the chance to date several women, and 2 of them were black. They also mention romances in other GTA games, Tekken 4, and Mortal Kombat, of all places. So it sounds like I need to go play some fighting games again and actually pay attention to the storyline. But another one that I want to highlight was written by Mary Kenny herself. Clementine's parents, Ed and Diana, in the Telltale game The Walking Dead, is another representation of black love. Okay. And the last game listed is now one that I'm going to find and play. I'm adding this one to the episode list, V. Edited for spoilers, but a quote from the same Blogorama article. Arion, Legacy of the Coriodan, is a recent game to feature a powerful black couple. The game follows Enzo Coriodan, a prince of a fictional kingdom in Africa. At the beginning of the game, he was scheduled to marry his lifelong partner, Ernie Evo, and be crowned the new king. But treachery! This results in a charming journey that showcases the story of a black couple who are fully committed to each other and will not give up when faced with adversity and misfortune. And this is a direct quote from the author of that article that really makes me want to play the game. When done right, this is the result. There's never been an RPG about African mythology, but when it happens and is created by black game developers, this is the outcome. Ernie and Enzo's pairing is the quintessential, untouchable black couple done right, in the most successful representation of black love in games. I am excited. Like, I need to find it.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that game. Do you know what platform it's on?
I don't.
I'm gonna look it up. We're both highlighting the title. Let's see. 2D action RPG with real-time combat. Let me go to its Wikipedia. It's on Steam, so I believe it's probably only PC. Or yeah, let's see.
Okay, well, fuck it. Let's do it live. I'm opening up Steam right now and seeing if I can find it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have a gaming PC anymore. Oh.
It's $15 on Steam. It came out in 2016. That's old.
Yeah, it came out. They were gonna, if they had a Kickstarter, but they didn't meet the goal to get it to PlayStation 4, I guess. Which is a bummer.
Ooh, there's DLC with it too. Okay, before I fall down this rabbit hole and end up...
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the art is so good.
Right?
I just found their Kickstarter. Man, I kind of miss having a gaming PC, but it just took up so much space and then it broke when we moved here. So I got rid of it. That's awesome.
Oh, it's cute.
Well, we're gonna put the link to the article in the show notes for everybody to check it out.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to it and thank our patrons because they are amazing, and I will probably use the September Patreon money to buy that video game. So thank you. Thank you to Toasty, Apollo, Shanko, Misthios, Luke, Win, and Bat Knight. We appreciate you so very much. Big love, massive hearts, all of it.
Sorry, I was getting over my last coughing attack. Okay, let's get into Porter Gage. Don't feel bad if you don't remember him, because I didn't.
Yeah.
Now let's go kill some shit.
I love it. One more time. One more time.
Now let's go kill some shit.
It's fucking perfect. So
I really like him, though.
I do too.
I didn't have this DLC, that's why I didn't remember him. But now that I know who he is, he's great.
So are you gonna go get the DLC? Yeah. Okay. Good. And you have the romance.
Sorry.
So Porter Gage is only available as a companion and potential romance if you have the Nuka World DLC installed. Due to this, his companion context is extremely short and his romance is even shorter. But trust me, I think it's worth it. Fallout 4 isn't known for robust romances to begin with, but Gage is definitely the shortest. He has a very similar backstory to any average Commonwealth citizen. He grew up on a small farm with his parents, and they were routinely attacked by raiders, which really bothered Gage. He didn't like that his parents always gave in to the raiders' demands. He wanted them to stand up for themselves. So when he was 12, he ran away from home during yet another raid to avoid becoming like his parents.
Gage survived by taking odd jobs, whatever he could to earn enough cash to scrape by. Sorry. He later turned to mercenary work, protecting caravans, and continued to see raiders just taking what they wanted and people, fearing for their livelihoods and lives, just giving it to them. When he was 16, a settlement he lived in was raided, and Gage had enough. He decided to become a raider because he was tired of fleeing and fearing them. Why beat them when you can join them?
The first gang Gage ran with was of decent size and strength, and he found himself well suited to the life of a raider. but he started to see inefficiencies in the way that the gang was being run. And Gage had a sharp organizational mind. Gage, being the young and naive kid he was, attempted to suggest different ways that the gang could be improved, which is definitely idealistic and hilarious. It probably went over really well.
Me being new and young, I didn't know enough to keep my mouth shut. Started making suggestions about how to improve things.
Oh, I can just picture it now.
Excuse me, Mr. Raider Boss, but, I have an idea.
Yeah, that's probably about how it sounded.
I love her. I love her
Me
so much.
too. The best. I know boomers just love it when the youngins come in with grandiose ideas and things. But to Gage's surprise, Connor the Harvester, the leader of the gang, actually listened to Gage. Connor began to regularly consult with Gage on how to better run the gang, and young, dumb Gage was shocked but totally fell for it. Connor love-bombed him, telling him how much he trusted him and often asked his advice and opinions because of how smart Gage was. This kind of thing does nothing for the young male ego, does it?
Eventually, Gage suggested that they try to make peace with a neighboring gang. Connor agreed to the idea, and Gage volunteered to be the negotiator, and went to the rival gang on neutral ground to conduct negotiations. Just as the rival gang was agreeing to Gage's proposal, gunfire and explosions just came out of nowhere. Turns out that Connor had used Gage as a distraction to assault the rival gang, and hopefully get Gage killed in the crossfire. Connor must have begun to fear Gage's rise in the gang, and thought he was out to replace him as gang leader. Somehow, Gage survived, and he vowed to never be so trusting again.
Yep. Gage goes on to tell you that he has witnessed many gangs destroy themselves from stupidity, laziness, and chem addiction, and that he always left before they inevitably broke apart. At some point, his raider career led him to the outskirts of the Commonwealth, where he met Coulter, another veteran raider. With their powers combined, they united three gangs, the Operators, the Disciples, and the Pack, to storm Nuka World. They enslaved, killed, or drove out all the settlers there in what is the fall of Nuka Town, USA. Coulter became Nuka World's overboss, and Gage took his natural place as right-hand man. Gage knows that the leader gets the target on their back, so he has no interest in being the top raider.
I thought Coulter was what this operation needed. Big, strong, didn't take shit from nobody. The gangs would fear and respect him, and he'd listen to me. I'd use all my years of experience to help him run things. But he was stubborn, let shit go to his head. Ain't the first time I've seen it, honestly, but it was one of the worst.
Oh my god. Put a big, dumb idiot in charge? What could possibly go wrong?
I gave him too much credit. I could admit that.
Oh, and of course, by the time your sole survivor wanders into Nuka World, the gangs, and especially Gage, aren't happy with Coulter anymore. Raiders are pretty restless and don't like routine. Unless the routine is constant organizational shakeups and overthrowing their leaders. Gage wants you to help him overthrow Coulter. Surprise, surprise. Nuka World's raiders are getting violently restless thanks to Coulter's complacency, and some are blaming Gage for putting him in power. With the help of a water gun, you defeat Coulter and become the newest overboss of the Nuka World Raiders.
Hey, don't underestimate the humble water gun. Wars were won. And of course, Gage immediately hands the reins to you. He's much more comfortable being the puppet master, the worm-tongue raider, than the leader. He knows how raiders think, what they want, and most importantly, how to motivate them to do what you want them to do. Gage is the most coherent and calculating raider. Most are happy to cause a little mayhem and get a little high, drunk, or both. He has a vision, though, and he hopes that you will be the leader to help him realize it.
Hey, boss, can I ask you something?
Didn't you just?
Oh my god, maybe I ought to just shoot you instead.
It's so good. His dialogue's some of the funniest if you choose. And of course, it's particularly good with our beloved Courtney Taylor's voice acting skills. If you don't remember, the voice of the female soul survivor is Jack from Mass Effect 2, Courtney Taylor. Anyway, Gage is one of the few truly evil companions you can have in Fallout 4. It's easy to forget he's a raider sometimes, because he's so much more clever and calm compared to the rest of them. That's the insidious thing about Gage, actually. He can pass as a decent human being. Maybe you should take his advice about not trusting anyone.
But we are romancing him. So I trust him. I believe him. And I suppose if you're romancing him, you might tend to be a little evil yourself. As a token of evil companion and a raider, you basically just earned his affinity by doing raider shit. He is straight-edged evil, though. Similar to X688. They dislike it if you use chems and alcohol. But it's not complicated, like any romance in Fallout 4. But this is particularly short. Once you've raised up his affinity, you can have this conversation with him.
Life is hard. No way around it.
Don't I fucking know it. Ever since that day, I ain't trusted nobody. At least not beyond how useful they can be to me. You, though, you're the real deal. I finally found somebody worth fighting with. Something worth fighting for. I don't mean to make it weird or nothing. I'm just saying, this is a real good thing we've got going here.
There's nothing weird about it, Gage. I've been thinking about it a lot too, and I want us to be together.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Aw, come on, boss. You wouldn't want nothing to do with me, not with the fucked up life I've had?
Really, Gage? Haven't you ever thought about it? About us?
Okay, fine. I guess, maybe sometimes. We've been through a lot. And you're something else, alright? But I ain't never done anything like this. Ain't sure it'd work, you know? I mean, are you? No kidding around here. Is this really what you want?
Come on, Gage. We've both been around enough to know that stranger things have happened.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? I gotta tell you, this wasn't really how I was thinking this little talk was gonna go. I ain't gonna go all sappy on you, but damn, boss, you are something else. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I found a piece of me I didn't know I was missing. I don't know what happens next, but hell, ain't nobody I'd rather have with me.
Are you kidding me? Like, he goes from major jackass to like, look, I wasn't expecting it, but I kind of fucking fell asleep. I fell for you. I like it. And look, the bad boy trope is my thing. I love it. I'm a sucker for the rough and rowdy, the leather, I guess in this case, metal, and fuck you attitude. So yeah, my survivor would have no issues hooking up with Gage. And with him only being in Nuka area, I mean, I'm good with hoes in different area codes. Damn, a little bit slutty today. But I really just think that both people that we talked about today would be ones that I would romance.
Yeah, Well, I think Piper is a good romance. I think Gage, like calling this a romance, is not accurate. Like he is a friends with benefits, and you cannot trust him as far as you can throw him. And given all the metal he's wearing, I'm just saying, like the second your relationship no longer serves him, you are down, you are dead or gone or whatever. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I just don't think he really cares about anyone besides himself, and that's fine. As we're just gonna bang, okay? But you know, I don't know if they're ever gonna be like declaring love or anything, which is fine. I just don't see that happening with Gage. So yeah, I wouldn't romance him, but I would have a one night stand.
Yeah. I mean, I'd give it like a couple of months before we separated.
Yeah, a fling. He's a fling.
Yeah.
The long term survival of him is probably good. People around him seem to die a lot. So I don't think you should stay with him long term.
No, probably not.
It's your prerogative, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, he's for somebody. He's not for me.
I really feel like he would be
Not
the
if
type
you're
to
looking.
pick you up and throw you up against the wall. He is that kind of fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be the lay you down gently and whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
No. It's not going to be licking a lamppost in winter for the first time with Alistair and Dragon Age Origins.
No.
It's not going to be that at all.
No. But probably licking lampposts, just not as naively.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
Well, that and the fact
I
that
imagine chains are involved.
I'll chain you to a lamppost. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what it'll be.
Yeah. His voice. I love his voice, though.
It really
It's
is.
also
a good
weird.
one.
It's a good voice, but it's also like, why does he have like a vaguely southern accent in the Commonwealth? The accents in Fallout always make no sense, but that's just a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Kate.
Yeah, and what is Piper's accent? Like, she's got one too.
I feel like her and Nick both are trying to sound a little bit like 1930s New York. Stick 'em up, say, you know,
Yeah.
like she sounds like that, the woman version of that kind of. Nick's a lot more pronounced, but it's weird because they're supposed to be Boston. So, and I've got a lot of friends from Boston. I know what that accent sounds like, and it's not anyone really in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But it's also the apocalypse, so I guess it could change.
Yeah, but it's probably going to change into a bit more mishmashed where accents really no longer exist. Unless it really does re-separate, and then everybody in your cluster would have the same accent.
Yeah.
Language, yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of wraps it up for tonight, though. Fallout 4 romances are short and sweet. But it being one of those foundation games, we feel it's really, really important to go through them so that way we can see how far we've come. And so if you...
That's true. Mm-hmm. We still got one more episode of Fallout, though.
Oh, but we've kind of saved the best for last.
At least in my opinion, we have, yeah. My personal choice. It's next week.
Yes. So, if you're going to be joining us again next week, if you like what you're hearing this week, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes or give us a rating on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find me in our Two Girls One Ship chat on the Robots Radio Discord channel, and come give us a follow on all the social medias and on Patreon at patreon.com/twogirlsoneship. Links to those are in the description.
I'm on the Robots Radio Discord as well. And on our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server where we nerd out on all be sure to check out our live streams on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time, or watch the YouTube video a few days after. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you need at least one good thing on a Monday.
So thanks for listening. And remember,
beauty is in the eye of the controller. I don't know if my
V's blinking in and out. It happens.
Sorry.
Your internet is shit, my dear.
It's supposed to be fiber here. That's what they say.
A crocodile ate your fibers.
We don't know. I don't know if we have alligators here. Well, we probably do somewhere. I haven't seen one. I saw a baby possum the other day, and he was so cute. He was old enough to be away from his mom, but still baby. He was so cute. I love all the possums. I don't know why the smileys turn into robots. I think it's because the robot I don't know. What is it? Twitch? Is it like their robot smiley face? My sister just asked.
It is your settings because mine. Whoops. Wrong button. Oh, wait. Mine turned into a robot too. Chat settings.
I know. Apollo, the reason I brought that possum up is because it was the first possum I've seen live. And he was crossing the street, and it's just like this back road street, and there was no one around me. And so I just waited for him to cross the street, and I was like, I'm going to go pick you up if you don't get across the street, because I will not watch you get crushed. And little known fact, possums are almost completely immune to rabies. They just have a natural immunity. So I would not worry about picking one up barehanded, although I wouldn't want to, but I would do it so that he could live to get squished another day, most likely. The only thing I see around here is dead armadillos and dead possums. It's so sad. I'm like, I want to see some animals, like life. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more dead animals out here than I'm used to seeing on the road. Like when we were driving out here from California, especially in Texas, like nobody keeps their dogs locked up. Gosh, I saw so many dogs on the side of the road, and it made me really sad. Yeah.
How am I the tired one?
I don't know. I am also tired, but it's mainly because I've just been coughing, and my kid, who I love so much, woke me up this morning at 6 with her little metal play pan and metal play spoon. Just bang, 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 bang. And she's like, twinkle, twinkle, little. And I'm like, are you joking? I like jolted awake. Because normally what she does is she just comes into my room, to my side of the bed, and it's like, Mama, get out of bed. Wake up. Let's go sit couch.
Aww.
Like, and that's fine. She used to just stare at me quietly, and I miss that. I wish she would go back to that. Because I would just like slowly wake up, feeling eyes on me. Yeah, I know. Apparently, I used to do that too. Like, I would just wait for her to wake up, and if she wouldn't, I would just start poking her, like really gently. I'm like, see, that's nice though. My kid is just like bang, bang, bang this morning. If it's not my cat, it's her. Can't sleep in on the weekends anymore.
Apparently, I'm a psychopath.
I miss her baby prison. Oh.
Yeah.
Why are you a psychopath?
Because, like, most people wake up, like, naturally and calmly. It's just kind of, good morning, world. Ever since I was, like, a little kid, my mom says that I startle awake. Like, quite literally, every time that I wake up, it's like I'm breathing life for the first time. And so I actually wake up. I gasp awake.
Oh my gosh. I love that. It's like so dramatic.
I know. Like, I start my day with drama, bitch.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So it was really weird. Like when I spent the night at friend's house as a kid, that I would wake up the next morning and then it would wake other people up because it'd just be like, and like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Nothing. I'm just waking up. Because then I'm like sleepy and want to go back to sleep after that. It's not like a gasp and I'm like snap wide awake. No, I gasp awake and then I lay there.
Oh,
So
I had a hard time sleeping over at people's houses because my parents were always so considerate and quiet in the mornings. And then I would go to my friend's house and all their moms would be like just banging around the kitchen, cooking. I'm like, do you guys not give a shit that your kid's asleep? But I don't know. I guess we were just coddled.
So no, Yuri, you don't have to worry about that. It's not a lack of oxygen or anything like that. I've been tested for sleep apnea and all the weird sleep stuff. It's just the doctors are like, look, it's your weird. And I'm like, yep, it's my weird. And it doesn't happen every morning or all the time.
I don't know if I breathe weird. Left me. But our best friend that we've known since kindergarten, me and my sister's best friend, her name's Rachel. We would sleep over at her house all the time, and her parents were always quiet too, so I got good sleep there. And the way we sleep, I don't know if it's because of like the way we were positioned in the womb, twins, but my friend calls it the jumping Mario, because we lay on our side and one leg, like our knee is in our chest, basically, jumping. And I still sleep like that. And my sister sleeps like that. So we wonder if that was like how we were like mushed together in the womb or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, I just thought it was funny. She always called it the jumping Mario, and it's such a good description of it.
Yeah, because you said that, and I can very easily picture exactly what that looks like.
No, and I'm always like, my knee is just all sleep like that. And I'm like, how not? It's like, I can't get my leg up that high. Like, I don't know. If anything, I got more flexible after having a kid because my tendons just melted from the relaxin or whatever that hormone's called. Yeah. So now I'm like a stretchy, Gumby person. Oh God, it blurred out. Yeah, I can't quite do that. But yeah, I'm also a full stomach sleeper, Yuri. But it's so like I'm on my side stomach almost with my up, my arm under my head. Oh, it's so comfy. That's what I'm gonna be doing. And like as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna wash my face and I'm gonna immediately lay like that to read my book, my phone like right here. I need a new book. Mary.
I'm going to start working on edits tonight because I have to do it old school and it's gonna fucking suck.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, serious Boston accent.
It's gonna fucking suck.
Pack my car in the keys.
I need to find
the garage. Oh, I used to make when I went to
my
car
keys are somewhere in my army car keys.
Yeah, my army friend, he was like my big brother. His last name is Myra, and he was from Boston. And God, when I first met him, I was like, he's the freaking biggest douche canoe I've ever met in my life. And then like it took a week when I was like, oh, this is just who he is. And then I loved him forever. Like he was the best. He protected me when we were in Korea together because some freaking home grabbed my butt after he asked Myra if I was his wife, and we just said yes because we were like getting creepy vibes from him. We're like, yep, we're married. Yep, leave us alone. And then as I was getting on the train, the guy grabbed my butt, and I shrieked, and I just ran into the train, and Myra was like, did he touch you? And I'm like, yes. And then he was like, I'm gonna kill you. He was Irish in Boston, and like would tell me stories. He had to get a lot of waivers to join the army. Let's just put it that way. So he was a great protector, big brother guy. And now he has like 3 kids, I think. I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw him, but yeah. East Coast people, was that map where it's like act mean but are nice, and then like act nice but are mean is Southern people. But like the East Coast, so true. I thought he was so awful, but he was honestly like the best person ever. Yeah.
Yep. I know a lot
Ted
of
with Mark Wahlberg. Yep. perfect example of the Boston accent.
No, I have a lot
That's what they're
of
talking
protector men in my life, which is awesome because
That's
it's
nice.
like, and my ex-husband was very,
Preston?
very, yes, was very, very much my protector. Like, there was, gosh, it was the last time that we hung out, actually. We stepped outside from the bar that we were at, and then this random just starts walking by, and he's like ranting and raving. The guy's obviously mentally ill or is on some kind of drugs and was just not having a good day. And he walks by and starts yelling profanities like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking, like, just really not safe things. And me, I'm like, what the fuck ever. People walk by, people like that happen all the time. So I was used to it, but I turned around so that way my back was facing the wall, and I kind of cinched my person a little bit closer, and then Preston was just like, nope, I am going to stand and blockade between you and him, so that way everywhere the guy went, he was right there. Oh, Preston is what, 6'5"? So he's tall.
Yeah.
Like,
So was
I have to
Myra.
look up.
Myra's like over 6 foot, and
And
I'm
bald,
5'6", and I'm not confrontational, so it really helped. It was helpful. I also had a couple Marine friends there that day, and then when I worked at the Humane Society, I had another friend who was an ex, and he was really tall, and he was like the safety security officer guy who worked in HR. It's like in all OSHA stuff at the Humane Society. And because the CEO didn't, we had like get back into the offices, but the CEO didn't like hearing the beeping sound to unlock the doors because his office was like 3 doors down from the door to get from the public area to the offices. So he just made us leave it unlocked all the time. And so we would get public people just like walking in randomly, and a couple times there were some creepy people. And his name is Ray, and his office was right next to mine, and mine was like the first one, so everyone always saw me. So he would always come and take over, and I was like, because I was also pregnant almost the entire time I worked there. So I was like, non-confrontational pregnant lady, please help me. I can do a lot, but fighting, no, cannot do that. But yeah, it was great. I love having protector people. My husband is my exact same height, but scrappy. He will mess you up. He's a ginger. He's got the rage.
Did you ever see The Hitman, where it's like a tall, bald dude in a suit? Like, you can just picture that with like a black suit. That's exactly what Preston looks like. So
nice. You should do a cosplay if he hasn't already.
well, I mean, he also
like
literally wears
Gage.
suits. He wears suits every day for work.
Oh, nice.
So he cosplays as a hitman
nice.
every day.
That's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't like wearing suits every day. I get to wear jammies. Work from home. But sometimes it's nice to dress up.
Hubby looks good in his suits.
So does mine. He hasn't worn them so long. Because we haven't gone anywhere. He's always in his uniform, though. Which is also nice. But next year, he keeps assuring me that he's going to
They're talking about
become a wild woodsman.
nicknames that we had in high school. My nickname is Cat. Meow.
I don't think I had a nickname in high school. One of the girls who had made their own gang, which was a joke. Like, nobody was really in a gang in middle school. But, like, I made her laugh one PE, and so she called me Joker forever.
Oh, my God.
That was the only... I know. I was like, I'm not even that funny. But she was like, you're so funny, Joker. She called me Joker all the time. I was like, that's not what I associate Joker with. I think of, DC, Batman, but She was not a nerd.
I too love wearing ties. I will carry the burden. I will share that. I'm like
I've never worn a tie.
scrolling through. You've never worn a tie?
I've worn a neckerchief for my uniform when I was in the Navy. I have worn blazers and stuff, but I never wore a tie.
Ew, why am I showing my feet on stream? This is not good. It's not one of those kind of vids.
I was like, are we starting an OnlyFans?
Yes.
Jen got comfy.
2 girls,
Forgot we
1
were
fan.
Yeah, my sister remembers that. Yeah, I can't remember her name. She went to our high school, but she stopped calling me Joker by then. I think we were friends anymore. We only had the one class together. But yeah. All right, I guess I need to go cough some more and then...
Yeah, and I need to go figure out why the fuck Audacity doesn't want to work right. Meh.
Sorry if you guys can hear my rabbit chewing.
Oh yeah, I've heard it for quite a minute. Serious buns.
Yeah.
Serious
bun. Yeah. Let's see if I can give the stream a little peek. If I turn this off really quick.
Peek of our OnlyFans account?
No, of my rabbit.
I know.
Actually, it's really dark. He's just like blob back there chewing his box. That's Azkaban, because his name is Mysterious. And that's his prison that he sleeps in at night.
No, I'm laughing at Yuri. Don't worry, I've already taken many screenshots and submitted them to InstaFeed.
InstaFeed? Jesus Christ. No, stop. We have to make money. Don't do it for free.
You're right. I should be getting paid for that.
Side
Yuri,
hustles
cut me
galore.
in. I'll let you be my pimp,
Yeah.
ladies.
Feetstagram.
Lady pimp? Lady pimp?
Oh, they have to pay on InstaFeet? Okay. Then I accept. For you, not for me. My feet are sacred. My feet are not for show.
They're not for public consumption.
They're not for public consumption, no. Not unless you happen to catch me in some Berkeys at the Target or something.
Are you kidding me? I get barefoot so often. It's not even funny. Like
I'm
in
barefoot
my office
right now.
I'm barefoot now. I was barefoot pretty much all day in my office. I only put on shoes when I absolutely have to. I've walked around.
Yeah, my sister. Okay, no, you walked around downtown Portland barefoot. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
I draw the line at that. No, not the
Why?
outsides. No, because there's germies. There's city stuff out there. Portland's actually, well, the last time I was there, it was really clean streets at night with a steam thingy, but I don't know how it is now. I remember I was there really late one night downtown. They had like a street washer, but it was for the sidewalk. I never saw that in a school.
Okay.
Pee streams, yeah. I wouldn't walk in a city barefoot. No. I don't go outside barefoot. I'm very like Scandinavian/Asian about it. Like in my house, you don't wear shoes. When you go outside, you put shoes on. And my sister, when we were teenagers, she called shoes foot prisons. So she's very much the same way. My husband's the opposite because he's freaking Southern. He like goes outside without shoes and house shoes on. And I'm like, that defeats the purpose. Because sometimes you walk around barefoot and now your feet are dirty with outside. And you're walking around like clean floors.
Yeah, no, barefoot is barefoot. It means that you have nothing on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ew,
I
no, I hate socks. I haven't. I fucking hate socks. I hate them so much. I only wear them if I absolutely have to. As in, like, I'm running
or socks on, but I don't sleep in socks. I couldn't. There's no way. I need to feel the sheets.
No.
I will be barefoot all day at my house, and I will wear. I was really, really bad about feet when I was like I always the most disgusting thing ever. And I wouldn't wear like flip flops or anything, but now I don't give a shit. I don't know why kids are weird, you know. But like now I'll wear sandals and stuff. I still don't own any flip flops because it's no. But I will wear socks with shoes. And sometimes rarely in the house if I'm cold. I'm almost never cold though, unfortunately, as much as I love. I guess that'll change next year when we move because I'm not used to that weather anymore. I've lived in Hawaii and San Diego and now here in Florida. So my body has acclimated to humid, warm places.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, let me look at the weather. There was one day where I opened up my weather app because I have Portland on here. Like right now it says it's 61. That would be so cold to me. Because right now it's
my AC
74.
is still running.
Oh, my AC would still be on. Even when it gets to be in the 20s sometimes out here in the winter, and I'll still have my AC on because I want it on all the time. Although there were a few nights this last winter where I turned the heat on and I was amazed. Never before. What is this? Didn't expect to do that in Florida. Okay, I seriously need to leave because I'm going to...
All right. Yep. We have talked long enough about feet and socks. And
I know. We never know where this is going to go.
Right? Oh.
My AC is always at 70, Apollo. 70 degrees.
I'm a 73.
I would definitely do 68. My house is at 70 because if it goes lower, my husband protests. Like he's already in a hoodie all the time. Like he's so cold. But I would do 68 degrees if I could.
Oh no.
Or 69.
See, we had the house set at 69 for a little bit, but then it legit like caused so much fucking issues in the house. We've shelled out like $3,000 fixing our AC. Yeah. And yes, I am like, so it's 73 in the house, and then in my car, fucking Sam tries to murder me every time he gets in the car. But my car's set at 78. I like being warm. Shut.
I couldn't. 78 is a hate crime, okay?
I like being warm in my car. What is wrong with being warm in my car?
Only when you first start your car and you're waiting for...
I don't have an engine. I drive an electric vehicle.
No, I mean, like, you're waiting for the AC to catch up to cool down the inside of your car.
Oh, no.
And it's hot outside. That's the only time it's acceptable for your car to be hot.
No.
And,
I love that. I turn the heated seats on in the summer 62. Because I like being warm.
The heat on in the summer? I would divorce you so fast.
No, I turn my heated seats on.
Oh, heated seats. I thought you said your heat, like, just in general. I'm like, oh my God, I would melt.
No.
Before filing divorce paperwork. Or at least, like, I'm evicting myself. I can't live with...
Don't leave me, V. Don't break up.
You are too hot for me, okay? Too hot. Not the same level. But yeah, I mean, Yuri, if I could get away with 62 degrees, I would probably do it because I love being cold so that I can bundle up. But, like, I run warm, I think. I'm always warm. But I'm sure I'll bundle up when we move. But my husband, he would die. Like, he's like always in a hoodie. It's the summer still here, everywhere really. But like, he'll wear pants inside sometimes. And he gets so cold, and I'm like, I wish I had some of that, and you can have some of my heat. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be warm. I want to be cold.
Okay, love. I have to work on edits, and tomorrow we start working on our episode. And
our what?
We have to start working on next week's episode, and then we get to start scripting for the con because it is going to sneak up on us. Don't be nervous.
I'm so nervous. I'm nervous to fly. I'm excited to in person in Portland and coffee and like childless day, but I'm also like so nervous because I am introvert.
I am extrovert. I will be there for you. I will hold your hand, smack your ass, and tell you look pretty.
Oh, thank you. Hype woman.
Yeah.
All right, now for like the 5th time for real. Bye, I guess.
Okay. All
I
right.
wish you could come too, Shish. Oh yeah, and Yuri Cat. I'm excited. Everyone who's physically there. At Apollo someday, we live in the same town. We should meet at some.
Right? You have to meet Apollo
Before I
you
leave.
leave Florida.
Yeah.
So.
Phrasing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Daddy that night just said phrasing and it made me laugh. But then I just coughed. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.